Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you to our Bhagavad Gita class. The objective of this class is to enable reading of the shlok, to understand the meaning of the shlok, and to help understand the basic philosophy of Gita. We are on chapter 10, the opulence of the absolute. And this chapter is in 4 sections. The first section, from shlok number 1 to 7, talks about knowing that Krishna is unknowable and the source of all, which we have completed already in the last class. Shlok number 8 to 11, that's about pure bhakti, and it is also commonly called Chatur Shloki Gita. If we have to summarize Gita in 4 verses, then these are the 4 verses which actually summarizes Gita. So it is called Chatur Shloki Gita. And this is what we will start today. And then we have 12 to 18, where Arjun accepts Krishna's supreme position. And then 19 to 42, where Krishna describes his vibhutis, opulences. And then we'll go ahead with the glories of chapter 10 from Pan Puran. To summarize what we have learned in the last class, after chapter 9, as we all know that there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. The first 6 chapters talks about the Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga and Dhyan Yoga. And the last 6 chapters talks about the Gyan Yoga. The middle 6 chapters, which is from chapter 7 to chapter 12, that is the most confidential part of Gita, and it is about Bhakti Yoga. Yeah, and Krishna has saved it in between the 2 parts, right? So here, what in this, why it is so confidential? Because Krishna reveals himself. Krishna starts talking about himself, and that is why it is the most confidential. And after chapter 9, which we read as the most confidential, Krishna in chapter 10 continues to reveal himself. And so what we read in Krishna in the shlok 2, that Krishna is the mysterious origin of everything. That is, everything whatever is there is because of he's the origin for that. Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages knows my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and sages. In shlok 2, in shlok 2, Krishna said that he is the source of demigods and sages, right? Then we went to the third shlok, where Krishna says, one who knows Krishna is freed from all sins. So anyone who can understand Krishna, although it's very, very difficult to know Krishna, but if someone can understand Krishna, then he'll be freed from all sins. So it says, he who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, or as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he only, undeluded among men, is freed from all sins. And then Krishna talks about the various qualities and personalities that he has. So he says that he is the intelligence in people, he is the knowledge in people, he is the freedom from doubt and delusion, he is forgiveness, he is truthfulness, the control of the senses is because of him, the control of the mind is also because of him, the happiness and distress. So here we see that the good and distress is the not so good. The negative part is also because of him, because Krishna is complete. So it is not only the good qualities, but also he has a part of bad qualities based on karma who people need to have. So he says the happiness and distress of a person is because he, the birth and the death is also he, the fear and the fearlessness, both are his qualities, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these qualities of living beings are created by me alone. So he actually creates this based on the people karma and the way they surrender to Krishna. And Krishna says that what we concluded in the last chapter, in the last section, the class, is someone who can accept Krishna's power. After there's someone who can understand his power will ultimately lead to surrender to Krishna, right? So we start the next section of chapter 10, Pure Bhakti, Chatur Shloki Gita. It is 10.8. We start. Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Mattah sarvam pravartate.
Matta sarvam pravartate.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Buddha bhava samanvita.
Buddha bhava samanvita.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Mattah sarvam pravartate.
Matta sarvam pravartate.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Buddha bhava samanvita.
Buddha bhava samanvita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Matta sarvam pravartate.
Mattah sarvam pravartate.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Buddha bhava samanvita.
Buddha bhava samanvita. So Krishna says, the 8th slok, Aham sarvasya prabhu. Aham sarvasya prabhu means I am the, Aham is I. I am sarvasya means everything. Prabhu means origin. I am the origin of everything. Anything which is spiritual or anything in the world, anything that exists, Krishna is the origin, right? Aham sarvasya prabhu. Matta sarvam pravartate. Matta is from me. Matta means from we. Sarvam is all. And pravartate means animates. Pravartate means emanates. Emanates. So everything emanates from me. I am the source of everything. I am the origin of everything. And everything me. Iti matva bhajante mam. And iti, the knowing this matva, iti bhajante mam. So those who understands this and they do bhajante, they do devotional service to mam. To mam is me. Buddha bhava samanvita. So those who understand that I am the origin, and everything emanates from me, those who understand that, who are there? They are the Buddha. Buddha means they are the intelligent people. They are the Buddha. They are the intelligent people. And when they understand this, what they do? They start worshipping. And how do they worship? Bhava samanvita. Bhava means with bhav. With bhav means with with lot of love. With lot of love. With lot of bhav. Bhav means there is a relation. From with love, what did they? Samanvita. They actually do lot of devotional service. They surrender to me. And who will surrender to me? Only the intelligent who understands that I am the origin and everything emanates from me. And the matva bhajante ma means those who understand that what happened, those the Buddha, the what do you call it, the intelligent, what they do. So let us now read the translation of it. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. What it is?
The source of all spiritual and material worlds.
Everything emanates from me.
Everything emanates from me.
The wise who perfectly know this, engage in my devotional service, and worship me with all their hearts. Right? So, who will worship Krishna? Only who understand the wise people who has actually the right understanding about Krishna. And what is understanding? Whatever we have read in the 7th and 8th and 9th chapter. And if you conclude in 7th, 8th and 9th chapter, what Krishna has said, that he is everything. So let us see what we have read in the 7th and 8th and 9th chapter. We'll quickly go through that. So if you see in the 7th chapter, 4th shlok, Krishna says, Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakriti rashtha. It says, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All these are my separated material energies. They all are my separated material energies. Then he says, Mattah parantaram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigara. He says in the 7th shlok, 7th chapter, that O Dhananjay, there is no truth superior to me. There is nothing superior to me. I am all in all. There's nothing more than me. And there's no truth superior to me. And everything rests upon me. How does that rest? He's unseen. Just like a just like in a mala, what happened with there is a unseen thread which actually put all the pearls together, right? In a necklace, just like that unseen thread put all the pearls together. Similarly, he is the unseen thread on which everything rests. So there is no thread superior to Krishna. And then he also explains the essence of everything is him. He says he is the taste of water, he is the light of sun and moon, he is the syllable Om. For anything Vedic mantra, we say Om. And who is Om? The sound Om is actually Krishna. The Om in the Vedic mantra is He. The sound in the ether is He. If there's no sound, then we cannot even hear each other, right? The ability in a man is He. The natural fragrance of earth is He. The heat of fire is He. Life of all lives is He. Austerity of the people is He. Original seed of all existence is He. Intelligence of the intelligent is He. Strength of the powerful men is He. Strength of the strong is He. And so basically anything that exists is because of is He. And then in the 15th chapter that we have not yet read, he will actually say that सर्वस्य चाहम हृदि सन्नविष्टो मत्त स्मृति ज्ञान अपोहनम च वेदैश्च सर्वैर अहम वेद्यो वेदांत कृत विदुर विदुर चाहम. He says, I am seated in everyone's heart. We say Paramatma. Who is Paramatma? It is Krishna. He says, I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance. If you say someone has got a good memory, it is because of Krishna. He has a good gyan, it is because of Krishna. And it's, if you say he forgets something, forgetfulness is also Krishna. He says, Matta smritir jnana apohanam cha. I am the remembrance, I am the knowledge, and I am the forgetfulness. And I am to be known. And he say, indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta. And if someone says, I have read the Vedas, then what should be known? The summary of Veda is to know Krishna. So he says, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta and I am the knower of the Vedas. And then he says, he is the supreme controller. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetu nanena konteya jagat abhivartate. He says, this material nature, this material world is is one of my energy and is working under my direction. O son of Kunti, and it produces all the moving and non-moving beings. And under its rule, this manifestation is created and related again and again. And then he says, I am the father of all. In Padpuran, it mentions that there are 84 lakh species. And he says, he is the seed-giving father. Aham bij pradapita. I am the seed-giving father of all. And then he says in the 10th chapter, what we read just yesterday, last time, Yo mam ajam anadi cha veti loka maheshwaram asammudha samratyeshu sarva papa pronchate. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme lord of the world, he only deluded among men is freed from all sins. So it is not only that he's only the origin, but he's above everything. He's, although he's like, he has created everything, but he's not attached to anything. He's above everything. And those who understand him as the unborn, as a beginningless, and the Sarva Loka Maheshwara, as the supreme lord of all, they are the only one who can be freed from all the sins. And he says he is the absolute truth. And in Brahma Samhita text 1 it says, Ishvara Paramah Krishna Sachidanand Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karan Karanam. So in Brahma Samhita, in Brahmaji, in his prayers, he says, who says, Ishvara Paramah Krishna. They are Ishwar, but who is the Param Ishwar? It is Krishna. And what is it? Is a Vigrah. Vigrah means it has a body. It is a body of Sat Chit Ananand. Sat is eternal, Chit is knowledge, and this blissful, yes, right? And Anadir Govinda, he is the origin of all, and he has no other origin, and is the prime causes of all causes. So all these has been explained about what we have read in our past 3-4 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. So he says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. So I am the origin of all, and Matah Sarvam Pravartate. And those who can understand after all this reading, if someone understands that, though, who will understand that? Not Mudha. Someone who is a Mudha will never understand it. Why will not understand? Because all his senses are not yet purified. Because It is still his heart has, his senses have a lot of contamination. It is only when you become purified, then you can understand. And who will be that? That will be the wise. And then what will happen? Once they know that, they will start, they will actually do the, they do the devotional service. But very important part here is, they will not only do a devotional service, but they'll do with bhav. Bhav means with a
Love.
emotion, with emotion. Bhav samanvita. That is a very important thing, right? And who are those? So he defines this in the next. Who are those people who are like this? They are the pure devotees of Krishna. And that is what he explains in the next slok, which is 10.9. It says, Mat chitta madgat prana
Chitta Madgat Prana
bodhayantah parasparam
Bodhayanta Parasparam
kathyantascha mam nityam
Katyan Katyantascha Mam Nityam
tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Yanti Cha Ramanti Cha
Mat chitta madgat prana
Chitta Madgata Prana
bodhayantah parasparam
Bodhayanta Parasparam
kathayantascha mam nityam
Katasyantascha Mam Nityam
tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Yanti Cha Ramanti Cha.
So in 8th he explained that those who will worship me, right, here with bhav. So who are those? And that is what he is defining in Shlok 9. They are the pure devotees of Krishna. And what are the characteristics of the pure devotees of Krishna? The characteristics of pure devotees of Krishna is mat chitta. He's always in the chit, means consciousness, in the mind. The pure devotees, what happens? They are always in the mind of them, and the heart of them, it is always Krishna. They are always thinking about Krishna. Madgat prana. And in their pran is also Krishna. Yeah. So in their chit, in their pran, everything is Krishna. So what will they do? They are always eager to hear about Krishna, talk about Krishna. So their consciousness, their mind, their life, everything is totally absorbed into Krishna, right? And then what do they do? They do bodhyanta parasparam. Parasparam means between each other. Parasparam means between each other. What do? Bodhayanta parasparam means they'll keep on talking about him, explaining something about Krishna between each other. Kathayantascha mam nityam. And they will do katha. Katha means, again, they will talk about his pastimes, they will talk about his stories, they'll talk about how he looks, what he did, and all these things, mam nityam. So if you look at people, they always keep on doing katha. But then they don't do katha about Krishna. General people, they'll keep on talking, but all their talks are useless talks, because that talk is not going to help them break the bondage of birth and death. But the pure devotees, what will they do? Kathyansam mam nityam, and not once. Nityam means always. Nityam means always. What will they do? They are always talking about Krishna. Whenever they are meeting, they are talking about Krishna, right? And then what will they? Tushyanti. Tushyanti means great satisfaction. And by when they do that, what will happen? Tushyanti. They get great satisfaction. Cha ramanti cha. And they get a lot of bliss in doing this. So let's read the English translation. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service. And they derive great satisfaction. And bliss. From always enlightening one another. And conversing about me. Right? So here it is mat chitta madgat prana bodhayanta parasparam katyasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So basically, these pure devotees, what is happening? In their heart, what they are carrying the lotus feet of Krishna. Right? Krishna says, I stay in the heart. So what is there in their heart? In the heart of pure devotees, the lotus feet of Krishna is there. And when they speak, what is happening? The it is the katha of Krishna which is coming, and that is how you can see that they are the pure devotees. And it is not just that, it will be just they will be talking. All their talks will be full of emotion and love. Now think about the last slok, that last chapter 9, we talked about man mana bhav mad bhakto. Yeah, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, man mana. And the word man mana means always thinking about me. And who we gave the example of gopis of Vrindavan, right? We gave the example of gopis of Vrindavan. They are always thinking about Krishna, always talking about Krishna. So they are, so the pure devotees. So you think about the gopis of Vrindavan, what they should do when Krishna used to be there. They used to keep on, talking about Krishna's beauty, Krishna's activity, Krishna's what he did, what he didn't do, right? And then when Krishna will morning after it, he'll take his scarf and go to the forest with all the gopas. Then they will keep on talking about Krishna, what he did in the last day, and they'll keep on waiting for Krishna to come back from what do you call it, for forest. And the young gopis, they will actually go up in the terrace and watch Krishna to come back and they'll be discussing how Krishna looked, what Krishna, and the elder gopis, they'll keep on talking about how he stole makhan in my house, what mischief he did in that house, how did they look. So their all talks, their everything was about Krishna. Yeah. And what happens there, everything is about Krishna. So how can how can actually this happen? So the essence of all the scriptures is always remember Krishna and never forgets Krishna. That is the essence of all the scripture. And now how can you always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna? Only when you're hearing always about Krishna, right? So when you can only talk about Krishna when you're hearing about Krishna. What is that? That is basically Shravanam. Hearing about Krishna is Shravanam, and when you are chanting, it is about Kirtanam. So when you are hearing about Krishna, when you are chanting about Krishna, then what you're doing? You're doing Smaranam. You're doing Smaranam. You're remembering Krishna. And when you remember Krishna, then again you will be talking about it. So whatever is your mind on, you will talk on that. Right? So basically, this is more like a cyclic flow. You are remembering Krishna. So mad chitta madgat prana. So they are what they are doing. They are always remembering about Krishna. Because they are remembering about Krishna, they are talking about Krishna. And because they are talking about Krishna, what is happening? They are again remembering about Krishna. So their entire mind, everything is totally engrossed in Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he actually says that he actually equates this process, this devotional process that the devotees follow of hearing, chanting, worshipping, and Shravan Kirtan, Vishnu. He equates this to the Bhakti Lata Beach. He says that when you are this, what happens? How do you get this? How can you become a pure devotee? It is when you are in association when you are in association of devotees, and you are in touch, you are hearing from a pure devotee who is carrying the Krishna in his heart. And when he is having Krishna in his heart, what he speaks is about the glories of Krishna. And when anyone hears about that, through the ears, it enters and settles in your heart. And what happens by this? The Bhakti Lata Beej actually gets planted in the heart of the people, right? Of the people. And what happens now? This Bhakti Lata Beej has to be watered to grow. And what is the watering for this beej? Is always chanting about Krishna, hearing about Krishna, talking about Krishna. All these are the reading about Krishna. So these are the way you water the Bhakti Lata Beej. Yeah. And when Bhakti Lata Beej, the seed, the Bhakti seed, when you water like this, then what will happen? The Lata will, the creeper will slowly grow, and it'll actually grow beyond the material world. And when it go beyond the material world, it will actually reach the spiritual world. And then finally it will reach the Golok Vrindavan, and it will fructify. So let us see the next slok. Now in Srimad Bhagavatam. Now when you talk about hearing, the best thing that you can hear is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam talks only about Krishna and his pure devotees, the stories of Krishna and his pure devotees. And Kunti Maharani, who is the mother of the Pandavas. She's a great devotee of Krishna. And she says in the first canto of Bhagavad Gita, she says, Shrivanti Gayanti Granti Bhikshana Smaranti Nandanti Tavehita Jana Ta Ev Pashanti Chirena Tavakam Bhav Pravaho Paramam Padambujam. She says, O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant, and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. So Kunti Maharani, who is a great pure devotee of Krishna, she says, she in her prayers, she says that those who hear, chant, and keep on talking about your pastimes, about Krishna, and not only they talk, but they also hear from other pure devotees in the association of devotees. When they are doing that, what will happen? They will actually have you in their heart, and they'll finally be able to reach you, and by breaking the bondage of birth and death. And also Krishna, and it's Krishna says, Vishnu says, Naham vasami vaikunthe yoginam hidena cha mad bhakta yantra gayanti tattadishami manarada. O Narad, I don't stay in Vaikunt, neither I stay in the hearts of yogis, but wherever my bhakt, my devotees, they, wherever they are chanting my glories, or wherever they are doing kirtan, I stay there, right? Also, if you look at the in the yeah, so this is what it is. The Krishna says that what is the characteristics of the pure devotees, that who really understands and actually surrenders to him. Who are they? They are basically are the these are the qualities of the pure devotees that we just read in chapter in the slok 9. Now let us go to the 10th slok. Now Krishna, to those devotees who are always engrossed in hearing about Krishna, talking about Krishna, chanting about Krishna. So what does Krishna do to them? That is what is slok number 10 and 11. Let's read that. Tesham satat
Tesham satati uttanam
bhajatam priti purvakam
chitam priti purvakam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
yena mam upyanti te.
idamam upayanti te.
Tesham satat yuktanam
Tesham satati uttanam
bhajatam priti purvakam
bhajatam priti purvakam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
yena mam upayanti te.
idamam upayanti te.
Mataji.
Tesham satata yuktanam
Tesham satati yuktanam
bhajatam priti purvakam
bhajatam priti purvakam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
yena mam upayanti te.
yena mam upayanti te. So now Krishna says, so what? How does Krishna reciprocate to them? Tesham means all those pure devotees who are always engrossed in hearing, talking, listening about Krishna. Satat yukta. Satata means always, always. Yukta naam is attached. Yeah. And they are what they are doing? Bhajtam Preeti Purvak. They are also Bhajtam. Bhajtam is they are doing devotional service Preeti Purvakam with lot of Preeti. Preeti means lot of love. So what will happen to them? What does Krishna do? Dadami. Dadami means I give. Dadami means I give. What do I give? Buddhi Yogam Tam. I give them the intelligence. I give them the Buddhi Yog. I give them the intelligence Tam to all of them. Yena, by which Mam Upyantite. Mam means to me. Upyanti means they can come to me. So te means all those can come to me. What do the Krishna does? Krishna says. So Krishna, it's a very simple thing. Let's read the English translation. To those who are constantly devoted,
To those who are constantly devoted
to serving me with love,
to serving me with love,
I give the understanding
I give the understanding
by which
by which
they can come to me.
they can come to me.
So Krishna is not looking for a lot of extremely knowledgeable person, or I mean, imagine Krishna, who is the origin of all, who is the supreme Lord, whom the devtas and the Mahar Rishis can't understand. How can a pure devotee get him? right? So Krishna says, and especially they are only doing what they are doing. They are busy in hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, worshipping Krishna, making prasad for Krishna, reading about Krishna, talking, telling about Krishna, glorifying Krishna in to other people. So what does Krishna do? Krishna says, I actually, what I do, I give them the intelligence. I tell them what they should do so that they can come to me. I actually come in their heart and direct them that if you do this, so Krishna, who is, so it's very, very important. Bhajtam Priti Purvakam. To whom? It is not who are worshipping Krishna, but who is doing this as a ritualistic work. Okay, I have to put, a garland to Krishna, so I'm putting a garland. Okay, I have to light the lamp, so I'm lighting. No, 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 no. You have to do that whatever service, whatever devotional service you're doing to Krishna, that has to be done with lot of
love.
emotions, preeti, lot of love. When you are doing that, when you have a connection, that will develop the connection. When you have that love to Krishna, what does Krishna does? Krishna himself guides. Krishna himself guides you, so that guides one who can, so that that person can actually reach the Krishna. You don't have to, I mean, imagine you are, if you think you are not really going and doing lot of other work, material work to get material, but what you are busy in, you are actually doing pure devotional service, and by that Krishna himself gives all these things, right? So Krishna does not, is not looking for, someone's money. He's not looking for, you are doing this effort, go and give me the fruits of your activity. He doesn't want anything. He has everything. He is the owner of everything that exists, right? He doesn't want anything from us. But what Krishna needs? Krishna is bhav grahi. He is basically, he just needs his the love from his children. Just like, imagine a very, very rich father. He has everything, right? And he has his children. Now, he, everything the children has is because of his father. Yeah. And he's, just imagine, everyone is enjoying on the parents' property. But if one child out of that, whatever he's doing is actually keeps on taking care of his father, keeps on giving the things with father with love, what will happen? That father will automatically love that child most. Yeah. Because it is only his thing. He is giving it back to his father only. It is taking care. And that is what he is expecting. Because whatever we have, whatever we are enjoying is all his. There is nothing that we are having. We can't even live without this air that he has provided. If the soil is not there, we don't have anything. Everything is given by him. Right? But what he needs is just acknowledge and love me. He's only waiting, he's only looking at the children to look back at the father and love him. That is the only thing he's waiting for, he's looking for. Yeah. And those who turn back and start looking at the father and taking care of the father, because he's the beej pradam pida, he's the father of all, he's the seed giver. So if we just turn back and start taking care of the father well, what he does, then he guides you, he gives you the way by which you can actually reach him. He takes you. What do you mean by that? It means he will help us to break this bond of birth and death that we are in, right? That is what is Buddhi Yoga. What is Buddhi Yoga is? Buddhi Yoga is he gives the intelligence by which we can break the cycle of birth and death. That is what is the thing. So what is our ultimate goal? Ultimate goal is, so here in what Krishna says, when we are doing all these bhakti, it is not after bhakti we are expecting some, our end goal is also love for Krishna. Yeah, isn't it? So let's go to the next, and very important, in the 18th chapter is a summary of Bhagavad Gita. In the 18th chapter, Krishna again says that, bhaktya mam abhijanati. Why Krishna says bhakti and bhav? Here also he says bhajtam priti purvak, because he says, he concludes the Bhagavad Gita saying bhaktya mam abhijanati. You can only know me by bhakti. There is no other way by you can know. If you think that you can read all those, get all the gyan, those gyan, finally you will have to, you may take multiple janam, multiple birth you may take. By the time you realize that all these gyan are finally leading to Krishna, all these gyan are finally leading to Krishna. So the only thing is bhaktya mam abhijanati. How we can know Krishna is only by bhakti, right? And he says, so there's like in the 9th chapter, we read 2 shlok, which says, one of the shlokas says, Yat karoshi yad ashnashi, yad juhosh dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madhvarpanam. Krishna says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give, whatever tapasya you are doing, do everything, but do it as an offering to me. Now, this is not the love. This is not love, because whatever you're doing, you're offering it to Krishna. So you're basically giving the fruit of your activity to Krishna, right? So whatever you are doing, you're giving to Krishna. This is not pure love, because what you're doing is as per your wish. You're not doing it as per Krishna's wish. You're not doing it as per Krishna's wish. You are doing it as per your, and Krishna doesn't need anyone's fruits. Everything belongs to him only. So he doesn't need the fruits of everything. So the point to be noted is, we have to work as per Krishna's desire, not per as my desire. I will do this at this point of time and then I will give it to Krishna. No, that is not right. We have to so the devotional services living as per Krishna's desire. When Krishna needs food, you have to give food at that point of time. When Krishna needs this, so you are looking at, okay, Krishna is hungry now, Krishna needs this now, Krishna needs that. So you have changed your life to live as per Krishna's need. Just like a mother and a newborn. Yeah, right? Mother doesn't say to the newborn, okay, it is 12 o'clock, I'll give you lunch at 12 o'clock. If the child is crying, you have to give that, right? So that is what it is. The devotional services, living as per Krishna's desire, Krishna's need, and that is the real love. That's what he says. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Yo me bhaktya prechati. Give me anything, but give me bhakti with love, thinking about me, that I needed this at time. This is my time for getting up. This is my time for breakfast. This is my time for lunch. This is my time for dinner. This is my time for prayers. Don't say, okay, now I am free, I will do my prayer. Yeah, that is not bhakti. Bhakti is living with as per Krishna's wishes, right? Desires. And then the 4th shlok, which is shlok number 11, we says, Tesham eva anukampartham
Tesham ivanu kampartam
aham ajnanajam tamah
jnanajam tamah
nashyam atma bhavastho
nasyami atma bhavasto
jnanadipena bhasvata
nadipena bhasvata
tesham evanu anukampartham
tesham evanu kampartam
aham ajnanajam tamah
aham ajnanajam tamah
nashyamyatma bhavastho
nasyami atma bhavasto
jnanadipena bhasvata.
nadipena bhasvata
Mataji.
tesham evanu kampartam
Tesham evanu kampartham
aham ajnanajam tamah
aham ajnanajam tamah
नाशायामि आत्मा भावस्तु
nashyamyam atma bhavastho
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
jnanadipena bhasvata. So Krishna says, so those, I give them, what do they do? Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I give them the intelligence so that they can come to me. And what does he do? Does he give that buddhi yoga? He says, Tesham, to all of them. Eva anukampartham. Anukampa means mercy. Anukampa means mercy. So what he does, he shows special mercy to them. And what is his special mercy? Aham ajnana jam tamah. Tamah means darkness. Ajnana is ignorance. So that whatever is in the darkness and ignorance which is in their heart, what do I do? Nashayamya. I actually destroy that. Nashkana is to destroy. I destroy that in the Atma. And what do I do? Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. And I lit the what do you call it? Basically the lamp of knowledge. I lit the lamp of knowledge in their hearts. Imagine it's a dark room, and when you light a lamp, what happens? It becomes bright, isn't it? So that's what Krishna does. He says, To show them special mercy,
to show them special mercy,
I,
I,
dwelling in their hearts,
dwelling in their hearts,
destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge
destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge
the darkness
the darkness
born of ignorance.
born of ignorance.
So what Krishna does? So how does he give them the intelligence? He gives them the intelligence, and what he does? He shows special mercy on them. He guides them. He gives them special mercy on them, and he actually the Krishna, because they are in the pure devotee's heart, Krishna is there, so he becomes like a sun in the. And then what happens? The darkness which is there in the heart will actually get removed by the knowledge, by the by the by the lamp of knowledge, right? Now, so why the ignorance? So basically, all the when you know when the devotee is chanting and hearing and praying and listening to the pastime, reading, when the devotees doing the devotional service and fully occupied in taking care of Krishna, what happens? All the senses slowly gets purified. The layer of contamination which the heart is there will actually get slowly removed. And then what happens? Krishna then starts guiding the devotee in the direction, so that the the devotee can actually break the bondage of birth and death, and can finally come to Krishna, right? So what we'll do is, with this, I'll just take this 4 shlok today, the Chatushloki Gita, and we will actually end the Gita class today. And because it is Kartik Mass which is going on, we will continue with the Kartik month stories that we talked about last time. Yeah. So I will. So Bhagavad Gita today we took the Chatushloki Gita, and that's very very important, because what is this Chatushloki Gita? If someone says what is the essence of the complete Gita, so yes, we talked about in the 9th chapter the 34th shlok, which is Manmana Bhav Mad Bhakto. But then it is also said the Chatushloki Gita is basically comprises the complete Bhagavad Gita that we just read today. It's very very important. I would request devotees to memorize these 4 shlok, right, if possible. Now, as in the north of India, the Kartik month is already going on. It is finishing on 15th of November, and from 16th, South India, Kartik month starts. So because we are in India, we are very lucky that Kartik month, which is a very, very pious month, we can enjoy for 2 months, right? So we started in North India, we will continue in South India, right? So right, continue, it is a North India Kartik, so we continue from there. And the last time we talk about that as per Pad Puran, as Satyug is the best of yugas, Ganga is the best of rivers, Kartik is the best of month, and most dear to Krishna, right? So and anything that we do, any austerity that we perform in this month gets multiplied by 1,000 times, right? And we also talked about what is Kartik Vrata. We talked about get up before sunrise and take bath, hear and read from scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, chant the holy name, offer ghee diya to Damodar, and sing Damodar Ashtakam, do Tulsi Seva and offer Tulsi leaves to Krishna, do as much devotional service as you can, go to temple, do service there, whatever you can do, all these are going to purify ourselves, and this will help us to what do you call it will help us to grow more spiritually. We talked about that as Kartik Vrata, and we also talked about various stories that why we should take bath early in the water before sunrise, because it has been blessed by Vishnu that he is going to stay in the water, and all the knowledge of Ved and the knowledge of Ved, and he himself is going to be in the water, and anyone who takes bath before sunrise is going to be blessed with moksha, right? And then we also talked about what happens if we actually offer the khidia to Damodar, and it talks about Satyabhama, that Satyabhama, when she asked Krishna that what austerities did I do in my previous life that I became your wife, that I had the privilege of becoming your wife? And Krishna explained that, in your previous life, you had actually did all the Kartik, you followed the Kartik Vrata and the Ekadashi, Vrata very, very religiously. And because of that, you had so much purity and piety you had accumulated that you could become my wife, right? And but the thing is, we offer Khidiya to Damodar, and we sing Damodar Ashkam. That is what we do every day. So the question is, why do we offer ghee diya to Damodar, right? So I would take that story today. And we also talked about worshipping tulsi leaves and offering tulsi leaves. One tulsi leaves or tulsi flower is like offering 10 million cows. So that's very, very important that we must do that. And then we talked about, if you can see the picture, this is Krishna is Damodar. This month is also called Damodar month, and this is Yashoda Ma, and Krishna is tied to the okhal. In Hindi we call it okhal. In English we call it mortar, right? Mortar. So now if you can see, Krishna is tied here by the rope, and dam means rope, and udar means stomach, waist. And here Krishna is being tied by Yashoda Ma at the waist, and that is why this is Krishna is also called Damodar, and this month is called Damodar Leela. So now let us hear this Leela today. And the story goes like this, that we all know that Krishna was very famous as Makhan Chor, and he used to go around stealing butter at the various gopis' house. And they used to come and complain to Yashodama that, oh, your Krishna is so naughty. He comes and eats, takes the butter, and he spoils the entire butter. Yashodama always said, no, 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 she can't believe that, because, she had 9 lakhs cows in her in her shed, and she had a special set of cows which was fed the best of grass, so that it was only for Krishna's milk. So Yashodama could not understand it, why Krishna will go and steal butter at others' houses. So one day she decided, okay, I myself am going to make the butter for Krishna today. And what she did was, she actually made the curd, and early in the morning when Krishna was sleeping, she started churning the uh, curd. She started making the butter, and while making the butter, what was happening is, her earrings was actually moving and sing and giving music to her song. She was singing the song as pastimes of Krishna, and her bangles was also, like, making beautiful sound, as if it was playing instruments to the sound that she was singing of about Krishna. And in the meantime, what happened is, Krishna woke up, and he was just 3-4 years old. He woke up and came crawling to Krishna, to Yashodama, and started asking and said, I'm very, very hungry. And because Yashodama was so happy when she was doing that, her breast was all full of milk. And then when Krishna came, she actually took Krishna in her lap and started feeding Krishna. And now what happened? She was singing the glories of Krishna and feeding Krishna and then churning the butter, and was actually lost in all these things. And suddenly she realized that, she had put that special milk also on the stove to boil. And what happened? She realized that, oh, it's falling. And so what she did? She put Krishna out and she put him down and went to take care of the milk. Yeah, she ran there to take care of the milk, because that was also, she was boiling for Krishna, and it will fall. But then what happened? Krishna became extremely angry that, how can my mother do this to me? How can something else be more important to my mother than me? And what he did, he got very angry. Now all the thing, she had put in that pot where she was churning the butter, all her he just took a stone and broke the pot. And what happened? All the things actually just got spoiled. And then he ran and hid somewhere. Now Yashoda Ma, after taking care of the milk, when she came back, she saw that she saw that the pot was broken, and then she saw the child was Krishna was missing, and she knew that this is his mischief, and she laughed. But then she said, it's very important to teach him a lesson. I'm going to teach Krishna a lesson. And she went to see where exactly. She followed that small footsteps of Krishna, and then she saw that actually he was actually, when she saw that, the mortar was upside down, and he had climbed the mortar, and there was ropes, there was some pots full of butter that was kept on the top. He was taking that out, and he was throwing it to the monkeys outside. And then what happened? Looking at that, Yashoda Ma, and you know, he was all fearful and was also looking at the back each time, seeing, oh, is Yashoda Ma coming or not? You know, because he wanted to take revenge from Yashoda Ma of leaving him down. So what he did was, and then Yashoda Ma saw this, and then she had actually kept a small stick with her. And when Krishna saw back and saw Yashoda Ma with the stick, he got very fearful. And when he got very fearful, he wanted to run away, thinking that Yashoda Ma is going to beat me. Imagine Krishna being fearful. It's impossible. Someone who is you know, the fear is also his, like, it's his quality, right? But Krishna here is the supreme Lord, and what he's doing here is he's actually enjoy giving that rust to the mother, you know, that vatsalya ras, yeah, because that is what is the relation between Yashoda and Krishna. And to give that pleasure to Ma Yashoda, she is actually being fearful, right? Be fearful, and is running, running, so that, you know, Yashoda Ma cannot catch him. And then he runs around and start running in a circle. And Yashoda Ma, you know, she's a bit hefty. She's trying her best to run after Krishna and trying to catch him. And this is going on in the courtyard where Krishna is running, and the back Yashoda Ma is running. Now, who can catch the Supreme Lord, right? Unless he wishes. And finally, when Krishna sees that his mother is very, very tired, he gets ready to get caught by Yashoda Ma. And then Yashoda Ma catches him, and now she decides, oh, now it's too much. So what she did was, she held him with the mortar, takes the rope, and decides to bind him. Now, when she takes the rope and tries to bind him, the rope becomes what do you call it? It's shortened by two fingers. And then what she did, she asked for more rope and start tying Krishna. Who can tie the Supreme Lord? No one can tie the Supreme Lord. It is, unless he wishes, nothing can happen. So Krishna is looking at is also enjoying the whole pastime, where Yashodama is trying to bind Krishna, thinking him to be a small baby, and he's fearful. He's fearful, as you can see the expression on the face. He's fearful and looking at Yashodama, and finally he sees that his mother is extremely tired. It's all, you know, she's perspiring on all the sides, and she's totally getting tired. So he decides to get bound by Yashodama. So what happens? Getting bind is when Krishna accepting you. So what it is your endeavor. As a devotee, you need to make your endeavor. And when Krishna sees your endeavor, sees your effort, what happens? He accepts you. And that's where Krishna gets bind here. That's what the Acharya explains. And he gets bound here. And now Yashodama is calm. Okay, now finally this naughty boy is under control, and I can go and do my daily course. And when Krishna and Yashodama goes away, he thinks, okay, this is not enough. I have to now teach Yashodama another lesson, because she has bound me to this mortar. I'm going to see, and he sees there in the courtyard there are two trees, two Arjun trees, which is there, and he says, now I must go and break those two trees, so that Yashodama will remember that, you know, I have broken those two trees. And what he does, he actually pulls the mortar between those Arjun trees, and actually tries to pull it, and then both the trees fall. These two trees are not ordinary trees. They are actually the sons of Kuber. They are Nalakuvera and Manigriva, and they had been cursed by Narad to become trees. And because of the misbehavior that they were doing in back in the in his hometown. So what happened there? And Narad, when they realized what they were doing and that was wrong, they actually pleaded Narad, and Narad had blessed them that, okay, fine, you will become Arjun trees in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj, and you will be released by Krishna himself. And that is what is the pastime he finished here. So this was Damodar Leela, and this is Damodar month, and we need to offer ghee lamp every day to Damodar, and we need to sing Damodar Ashtakam. So I would request all of you. I have actually forwarded the link to Damodar Ashtakam in the group, in our group. You can click on the link and please start singing along with me. So we will sing Damodar Ashtakam now. And with this Damodar Ashtakam, after you have finished singing this, you can actually take the lamp and offer that to this photo, if you can buy that, or you can take it from take a printout of that, and you can start offering it to Damodar. Yeah, let's start singing this. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्रजमानम्. You have the sheets there below yourself. Just see, check them. There are sheets. No, I had kept sheets there. Okay. Just take it out from your phone and then we all can sing. No, I'm giving it to you here. Just take this from you. Thank you. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्रजमानम् यशोदाभियुलुखलादावमानम् परामिष्टमत्यं ततोदितगोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तम् कराम्भोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकम्पत्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठ स्थितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् इति द्विक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमञ्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शताविति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं वदिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेशादपीह इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपाल बालम् सदा मे मन्यस्याविरास्तां किमन्ये इदं ते मुखाम्भोजम् अत्यन्तनीलैर्वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्याविरास्तामलं लक्ष्यलाभे नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालाब्धिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्याति दिनं बतानु गृहाणेश मामज्ञम् एद्यक्षिदिश्य कुबेरात्मजौ बध्यमुत्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतो च तथापि भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने सफुर्दीप्तधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे 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 जय राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे, जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे, जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे, जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे, जय श्री राधे, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव, निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय प्रभुपाद।
Yeah.
So with this, we will end today's class. Let's chant Hare Krishna 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you.